Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Okay, hey guys, welcome back to our show. Super excited for today. I'm here with Amy Jenkins and Katherine Easton, and we're going to talk about kind of their business in self-storage and a lot of different aspects of it as far as the management piece. Guys, remember at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business by having the tools to grow the business they want to grow, which allows them to live the life they've always dreamed of. Katherine, Amy, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks, John.
Thanks, John. Good to be here.
Yeah, I'm super excited to learn more about self-storage. I am a very much novice or non-really informed about self-storage. I'd like to be more. But before we talk about all that, why don't you guys share us a little bit about your background, how you got into real estate and kind of what got you here today?
I'm happy to. I'll start if Katherine's okay with that. I got into real estate a little bit different than the normal quote unquote real estate investor. I think I spent 10 years in the military, retired out, and didn't know what I was going to do with my life at that point in time. Mm-hmm. And my dad had handed me a book to read, Carlton Sheets. If anybody ever remembers Carlton Sheets, right?
Dates us a little bit.
Yeah, right. But I started in on that, and I started buying ugly and flipping houses. That's what I learned the process in doing that, and was a trainer for a couple of the really big names in the industry of doing that. Was a trainer for them for about 18 years. And through that process, built my portfolio, et cetera, had tenants and toilets. And then I finally got to a point where I had so many single family homes that I didn't like tenants and toilets anymore. And I kind of ran into self-storage, didn't know a whole lot about it. And when I figured out in self-storage that you didn't have tenants and you don't have toilets and you don't have to deal with, that, it's like, oh my God, get out, get rid of everything. So we made the transition over. My husband and I have a general contracting business, so it helped us in our single family, multifamily homes, but moving over into and transitioning into self-storage, we started looking at it, figuring out what we needed to do. Ran into Katherine here, and she's the one that actually started training me and teaching me how to do the underwriting, understanding the numbers behind it. I'm a systems and process person. So, everything has to have a place, in order to do that.
Sure.
I got the daily management side of it because I was able to take it from myself, from my single family knowledge in doing that, but I didn't understand the numbers. So when I ran across Katherine, she's opened my eyes in a whole big different way. And in doing that, it's just kind of momentum and built from there.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
We met each other in 2009, 10, I think, somewhere in there.
Aging me today.
You're not supposed to ask that.
Right? So in doing that, we formed a relationship together personally and in business, and we were working with a couple of other investors that were out there as trainers and teachers for them. And decided that, you know what, we're tired of working for somebody else. Let's start doing it ourselves. So we created our company, which is Omni Asset Management Group. And we are the yin and yang of self-storage now. She takes care of the numbers and helping people understand the process to get into it. And then once they're into it, that's my lane, and I take over the property management in the system. So with that,
very, very cool.
Catherine?
Well, before, Catherine, real quick. Just before. I just wanted, this is why it's fresh in my brain. I don't want to forget. So real quick, and I'd love to ask this for folks. You had Carlton Sheets, right? You had a book. Did you have any other influences, people that led you kind of to the real estate path, or was it just that book sparked an idea, took off like that?
No. Multiples.
Okay.
I said, Carlton Sheets, Russ Whitney, Tony Robbins, Mike Hambright. Worked with Mike in his early years of starting his education company, etc. So lots of behind the scenes knowledge and a lot of mentoring to go with.
Awesome. That is so great. I love the sound of your journey. I can't wait. We're going to find more about, but Catherine, you're on the stage.
Yes, thank you so much, John. Catherine East here. I have been in the industry for 18 years. If that ages me just a little bit, I'm okay with that. I also had a very different entrance into the self-storage industry, meaning I took a job on a whim in Mississippi as a self-storage on-site manager. So I moved down to Mississippi from Missouri, where I'm originally from. And by the way, love the coast, but now I'm in Tennessee, which is definitely home sweet home. That's what I'm going to say about it. But I moved down there on a whim, took a job. My first day on the job, the corporate manager got fired for selling a unit that was a military status. So they were looking for a new corporate manager, and within 6 weeks, it literally my rise is all their fault. Everything that I've done, for the good or the bad, it's all their fault, because in 6 weeks I became their corporate manager and started running 7 facilities out of a portfolio.
Wow.
I did that for quite a long time, John, about 4 years. If you can imagine that. And I lived on site for those 4 years. Even though I was running 7, I was running 1 myself and then corporate managing 6 more. I learned a lot from them. But they stunted my growth at my year 5, so that I couldn't get any more raises. And I was like, I think I can make more money. So then I went into self-storage tenant insurance, and I was the Midwest sales director for StoreSmart.
Wow. Okay.
And through them, I became the executive director of the MSSOA. So that's Missouri Self-Storage Owners Association. I fought with legislation for self-storage in Nebraska and Kansas during that time. And then I met self-storage investing and became a mentor, and have been doing that now for about 8 years.
Very cool.
That has been my self-storage journey. I do partner in 14 facilities, so I do also own.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
But I also do management as well, although that is Amy's now lane.
Okay.
Because my passion is truly the numbers of it. What does it look like financially to buy a property, operate it, and then exit it when it's time? What does that look like?
And you have a lot of experience. I mean, that hands-on stuff early in the beginning, I mean, could only have helped you tremendously. I guess this next question might be maybe for Amy is, you did single family and stuff, right? Is that what you said?
Correct.
What were some of the challenges when you left single family to go to storage? I mean, I know there's a lot of pros, but what are maybe some of the cons or maybe some of the struggles that you specifically faced?
I think really and truly not being as busy all the time. I actually
You say that's a bad thing.
Well, at that point in time, it was a really big transition for me because I was going from sitting in front of a computer and or being out on properties, going and looking at properties, showing properties, fixing properties, all day, every day, to where when you step into self-storage, it's like, okay, now you can sit behind a computer and you can Google map it and figure out what's in your neighborhood and your target marketing. And, you can do a whole lot from the comfort of your home, sitting in your pajamas, behind a computer screen instead of having to put a face on and get out in the community. I mean, you still got to do it, but it's not as hands-on as a single family or multifamily unit.
Got it.
Facility.
Do you mind if I add on to that?
Please.
Yeah, I have been doing coaching, mentoring, and financial classes for about 6 years now. And what I find it has been the biggest challenge for people coming from like single or multifamily is they don't necessarily understand the financial underwriting piece.
Right. And I was going to ask, what is the big difference? And thank you for bringing that up.
It's major. It's major difference. There's so
really
many different. Yeah.
But let's just start with the expenses are quite a bit different. Although of course you have things like safety, security, what is your tenant going to feel? By tenant, in our case, we mean a much different type of tenant.
Sure.
You have to think about it in terms of they're literally renting air from you that's covered. That's it. You're not responsible for that air.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, okay. So with that, the expenses that are then plugged in are quite a bit different. Your taxes are significantly different than on your rental income. For a house, your tax significantly different on that. Insurance looks significantly different. It's actually significantly higher most times because, of course, our property values are higher. It's a higher investment, higher asset class usually.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the $1 million home market, then you're playing games with like we are.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all the way down to the marketing is much different. I mean, you have to think about it from the perspectives of what new types of categories on that expense ratio are going to come into play. And that's what we're able to help new people into is to better understand what would look like a chart of accounts on a P&L.
Okay.
It's actually understanding what a P&L is. A lot of people don't even understand what a P&L is.
People don't know what P&L means.
Well, and that just gets right to my point of, the brand new investors that come into self-storage, they need to be more assertive about their training on it so that they understand the terms and conditions that apply.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Just the terms, some of the terms, the IRR and the cap rates, and, we can start rattling off a whole thing and you're going, wait a minute, let me Google that real quick and try to figure out what that means. Truly, it's way different.
What about the mindset piece, right? What's different about self-storage versus single family for you, Amy? And then Katherine, for you, I mean, what kind of mindset are you bringing into it to help your investors say, hey, when you're coming in, this is what we need. This is where you got to be thinking.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I'm going to let you take that one first.
Oh, no. I'm just kidding. Really for me, it would boil down to the fact that what we need to be bringing to an understanding is somewhat of what Amy said from an educational level. We need to understand terms and conditions. But when we are talking about the struggles of single family people coming into self-storage, it's not just about the financial piece. It's also about the mindset of, well, but this is what I did over here. This is what I did over here. Understood. And that's great for that asset. So a lot of times the mindset is crinkled to, this is the only asset class I've been in. This is what I know. What they need to learn is what they can take from that mindset to draw from over into the self-storage asset. Again, you're not dealing with tenants, toilets, and trash on that kind of level anymore. So you need to take that fear of, well, what if I'm going to get sued for everything? It's much easier to do storage than you think.
Yeah. Or maybe they try to overplay their card too. They try to overdo things when it's really, keep it simple, stupid.
Yes,
in a sense.
This system works in everything that you apply it to. Let's be real. Unless you're a scientist, KISS system is the way to go.
Yeah.
Amy, you were saying?
I think in addition to, I think the other thought process behind it for me was I don't have to do all of it myself. I can hire a company to come in and help me do this. I can hire a manager to manage this property or be on my boots on the ground or whatever it is. It doesn't mean that I physically have to go paint the inside of a house or go clean out the toilet or, whatever the case may be, which majority of single family home investors do it themselves. And you don't have to with this. This is something that you literally can scale to infinity. How big do you want to go? How big do you want to get? So the scalability of it was something hard for me to wrap my head around because I didn't realize that these little 10 by 10 boxes that has a door and a latch and a lock on it, and I don't even have to provide the lock. It's just a door and a latch. That's all I'm really responsible for and all I have to worry about. And, it takes 5, maybe 10 minutes to sweep or blow a unit out and man, I'm on to my next tenant, so it's...
Yeah, think about the time you get back when you invest in the self-storage asset. Listen to Amy.
Yeah.
It's 10 minutes to clean out a unit versus how long to clean out
a house, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And then
you guys...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh.
No. I was going to say, dogs and cats and hair and feces and,
hoarders and... Oh, gosh. Some of the stuff I walked in. Yeah, I know. So are you guys buying existing units? Are you guys buying, land and building, going ground up? What are you guys doing? What's your business look like?
Yes.
All of the above.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
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 Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
What's you guys, I mean, obviously if you have an existing unit, but or existing building, do you guys find it easier sometimes to start from the ground up, or do you find it easier to do renovations on maybe something existing?
Ooh, great question.
I
It
know.
depends on the market.
Okay.
It does.
It truly depends on the market, really and truly. As a builder, as a general contractor, I'm always going to say, oh, let's scrape ground and build new.
Right.
However, if the city is not builder friendly
True.
and it's a challenge to pull permits and get, past a memorandum or not memoriams and, et cetera, you got to do your homework to determine, is it a viable option to build a brand new facility when you can go right down the road and find the old Kmart building or, whatever kind of building it was, tweak it and redo and go in and make it into a self-storage facility. There's lots and lots of options, conversions.
Right.
Yeah. There's lots of options. Again, it comes back to the numbers. What do the numbers say?
What works?
What works for you, and what's the out clause? What's your out ticket?
Yes.
Every time you talk to a real estate investor, the number one thing is, we can always buy it, but what you gonna do with it? Are you gonna hold on to it, or are you gonna get rid of it? And if you're gonna get rid of it, then you need to look at that long-term goal and figure out, okay, at what point in time am I gonna make money, and is it going to make sense for me to turn around and sell it?
100%. 100%. So
I have ugly duckling syndrome. Talk about yin and yang for me and Amy. I like to buy the uglier storage facilities and put the capex in, revamp them, revitalize them. A lot of that, I'll give you a place where I would love people to do that too. It's actually just south of Pensacola, Florida. There's a strip there where it's just Navarre Beach. All of those beaches are right there. You go 2 miles in, that's where most of the population is. And those storage facilities need to be bought, revamped, and redone and sit back out there because they would be full.
wow.
I'm like, somebody go do this in Navarre Beach. But that would be me. I like the ugly duckling. They've been sitting there for a minute. Mom and dad and grandpas have owned them. And, they didn't raise rates for 5 years. Yes, we still see that.
Right. I'm sure you do.
We still see the pegboards with the color codes of greens available. And even though I'm still kind of shocked by that because, as a later Gen Xer, I'm all about technology. So I'm like, how did you not know they had computers, ma'am? It's but we still do see that in some of those tertiary markets.
Right.
And I love them. I think they're the greatest thing that you can do is invest to re-beautify something that's already there.
Do you guys, and speaking of that, investing in an area that maybe, can be revitalized, are there specific criteria you look for when you're finding properties or helping people find properties? Like I know you mentioned, you get to deal with maybe counties that maybe not be, or might be against building and stuff, but are you looking for a population density? Are you looking for a proximity to a major city? I mean, what are the key factors that help or make a good storage facility?
Honestly, John, I'm going to give you some nuggets here for you and your listeners. Are you
ready?
Take
notes, guys. Take notes.
We have what are called key performance indicators, and they're basically, this is the level that is acceptable. If it's above that level, you're in a good market. Number one, how much median income is in a market above $45,000. Can't raise rates on poverty, people. It just doesn't work that way. They're not going to pay. The crime rates are bad. Stop acting like you don't know this.
Yep.
So over $45,000 for a median household income might be a market worth looking at. Under 20% poverty level, period. That actually works side by side. If it's over 20% poverty level, that's an ugly duckling for sure, I bet. But it may not yield the highest revenue.
The number you want,
But, right. And if you still really like that market, you're like, well, one side's really good, but the other side's not. Okay, well, if that facility's in the good side, what is the city doing to revitalize the other side? Where is that city's focus? That's then, then we start asking questions. What's development doing? Where's new housing going in? We check all of that. Supply index, between 8 and 10 is good. But there's a couple of states where supply index does not come into play. That would be Texas and Florida. Ain't nobody caring about supply index in Texas or Florida.
Yeah, right.
Because the markets are growing so massively no matter what.
Yeah.
So those are just a couple of the KPIs that we use.
Okay.
Through our financial mentoring class, we do give those KPIs to our new students, of course.
And let's talk about your guys' services. How do you help folks that want to get into that, investing in that asset class, whether, actively or passively?
Yes and yes. Soup to nuts. Literally soup to nuts. If you are brand new to this asset class, we will teach you literally everything you need to know up to the point of purchasing a facility. Oh, wait a minute. We have an 87% closure rate for any of our students, and I say students, clients, that come on board with us to get them into their first facility within 12 months.
That's
87%
awesome.
Closure rate. So
that's incredible.
And
it's
it
awesome.
is important for us to distinguish. We don't actually take on any students. We take on clients only. We're also very a la carte. So because not every self-storage beginner is in the direct beginning. They might be in the middle.
Sure.
They might have some knowledge and just need to sharpen it. We do all of it, including we'll hold your hand through all of it. But more importantly, we do one-on-one. We don't,
Good.
We do suggest that you get onto groups like Self-Storage Clubhouse or, Riverside, and you really listen in on the speakers and what they're doing and how they're doing things. But we don't do group sessions. Everything is one-on-one with our clients.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So how, if I got someone that's wanting to get into self-storage and they don't know, what advice outside of calling you guys, which I definitely recommend, folks, outside of you guys, what resources, tools, or things can they use to just kind of start learning?
Well, ISS is coming up at the end of this month. That would be a great start. That's a national show. They have virtually every vendor you could think about using for your self-storage properties. They have all the softwares. All the new technology is out. I'm pretty sure Cactus is presenting out there with their new AI tools. I mean, it is.
Where's the conference?
ISS ISS stands for Inside Self Storage. It is a convention in Las Vegas, April the 22nd, 23rd through the 24th.
Next week.
Yeah, next week.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But not just that, your state associations have like luncheons or annual shows or quarterly meetings. Get involved with that. Even if your market is not the best place and you're not necessarily going to buy there, knowing your state association will make you much stronger when you start getting into self-storage. Especially since, guess what's involved with self-storage state associations? Facility owners. Those are your owners, people. Those are the people you want to try and buy their facilities. If, the old man who's 92 years old that's still on the board, sometime he's got to sell that facility. I'm just saying. You need to buy
Or be sold for him.
Right.
Right. But, get in there. Get your name out there. If you're only interested in self-storage, get it out there. Get your name out there that you're starting to look into self-storage.
Yep.
I promise you, 100 links are going to come to you the second you do it.
Tell everybody what you do. Always tell everybody what you do. Blast it from the river, the rooftops.
Yep.
Amy, Katherine, thank you guys so much. I mean, this has been such an incredible bit of information. If our folks want to reach out to you, if they want to, start working with you guys, how do they get in touch?
Omni Asset Management Group.com. Easiest way to do it. They can go onto our website, read literally everything that we have available as far as services and what we can do for them. It has all of our contact information. They're more than welcome to jump in and do that.
Perfect. Thank you guys again, man. Incredible podcast. Guys at home, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some great nuggets and took some good notes. It's been a lot of fun. So we enjoyed your time. See you on the next one. Cheers.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.